Chris Loberg in that 15 car out of Menominee, Wisconsin, coming around. That car originally driven by a guy named Larry Smith. Chris Loberg, who now owns the car and restored it, as a child, he used to go down and help this guy on this car. And he worked for 2 years to find out where the car was and found it in a farm field down in Iowa. Brought it back and restored it, put it right back to the same paint scheme and everything on it. And quite an interesting story behind that 15 car of Chris Loberg out of Menominee, Wisconsin. Doug Belkengren alongside of him in that 47 car out of Savage, Minnesota. There's Brandon Fraza. He restored an old car that his dad Ivan raced there, the 98 car out of Ringel. That one's lining up there. We got the 56. Phil Provine out of Minnesota in that green 56 car. John Vosch out of Racine in a 71. That old Dodge Charger, that one looks sharp. 81 car, Mike Stein driving that car. Mike Stein out of Northfield, Minnesota in the 81 car. That 81 car you see back there in a number 5 spot, that was the track record holding car at Elko, Minnesota Speedway for 26 years. Held the track record, the qualifying track record at Elko, Minnesota Speedway for 26 years, that green 81 car. Sam Duval out of Racine in the 87 car back there. That's a Buck Baker replica. That one looks pretty sharp. 57 Chevy. And then at the back, everybody knows who that car is. Yeah. That screaming yellow Zonker back there. That machine driven around central Wisconsin for many years by Marv Marzofka. The 91 car. That's an old Marv Marzofka car restored by Jay Chopik. And Jay Chopik behind the wheel of it here tonight. Chris Loberg, your leader, he's got some power under the hood of that car. Chris Loberg out of Menominee, Wisconsin. He's got a challenge here, though, from Mike Stein. White flag is given. We got a battle, and they're coming up on some traffic. We're going to see how they handle this traffic here. Oh, boy. Yeah, they're out there. They're exhibition racing, basically. They did a lot of work on these cars to restore them. They don't want to wreck them. Here they come to the finish. Look at that one. All righty. That's a 71 midget. It's a midget car. Lightning Lou Fegers started racing in Chicago at Soldier Field in a Ford Coupe. Throughout his career, has raced sprint cars, midgets, modifieds, and late models. He's raced many tracks in the 5-state area. Championships won at Chicago Speedway, Waukegan Speedway. Lou Fegers is 76 years old. He's been racing for 55 years. 55 years of racing for Lou Fegers. Wow. Saw his grandson, Justin, racing on the dirt at Monster Hall Raceway in a late model 2 weeks ago. Boy, that boy is quick. That boy is quick. Also out there, let's see who else we got out there. Mike Wall in the 41 car out of Holman. That's a 1960 Bennett. Also got a sprint car out there. We'll introduce the rest of them. 41 car, Mike Wall there. '92 car further back there. That's a sprint car, just doesn't have a wing on it tonight. '92 car, that's David Haska out of Shoreview, Minnesota. That car was built back in 1970 and did a lot of racing throughout a couple decades and was restored by Dave in 1991. And we're going to cut them loose here for 6 laps. The open wheel IMCA Oldtimers and vintage cars. '14 car, that is Daryl Johnson out of Lindstrom, Minnesota. 1965 car built in Monticello, Minnesota by a local barber from a mail order catalog. Raced 2 seasons as a modified. It was later raced as a sprint car. Daryl Johnson in that 17 back there. Lightning Lou in his #1 car. Had some mechanical problems. These guys, most of them were here last night already and did a little racing around here, and I raced earlier on today in some play session. They call it their play day. They were out here having some fun. Most of these cars are quite old. You might look at them and say, boy, they're not going very fast, but most of these cars on the track here are in an area of 30 to 40 years old, so they're going a pretty good clip for a car of that vintage. And when they restore these old race cars, they don't put all the brand new market parts on there. They got to find parts from back in that vintage. They had to go to specialty sales stores to find that stuff. Also, another car that we have here tonight, that 60, I think it's a 63 Ford owned by Johnny Bell. Restored a car looking just like the one that his dad used to race. That's back there on a trailer. Check it out after the races. That car just not quite done yet, so it's not able to be out here on the track. Two laps to go. Daryl Johnson, that red car. Lou Feegers trying to hold on to that lead. The 92 car trying to take it back away from him there. We'll have a fight to the finish between these two boys. White flag is out. The IMCA Oldtimers cars. Lightning Lou leading to the white flag. Dave Hoska in that runner-up spot. Hello. Dave Hoska puts her on the power there and pulls back up alongside of Lightning Lou Feegers. Look, they're going at it here. Yeah. Exhibition racing here from the IMCA Oldtimers. Who's going to win it? Oh! Give them a nice big wave. Our IMCA Oldtimers here tonight. 56 car on a pole. That's Phil Provine out of Minnesota. Alongside of him from the Vintage Car Club, I believe that's one of the Vintage Car Club guys, the 87 car. Sam Duval out of Racine in the 87. 71 car of John Vosch out of Racine. That's Brandon Fraser out of Ringel in car number 98. Chris Loberg in the 15 car, giving them the green. And the 81 car out of Northfield, Minnesota. That's Mike Stein driving that car. Gary Stein, the owner of that car. The owner of that car, Gary Stein, used to be a pit man for Marv Marzofka. So there's a coincidence there, huh? Yeah, here they come. Racing hard. And lap feature event. 71 car showing away the Mopar of John Vosch. It's a replica of a car that Dave Marcus drove back in the 70s. This car, the vintage stock champion for the last 2 years at Lake Geneva Speedway. That car, a replica of a Dave Marcus car. He drove in 74 and 75, and Dave autographed this car. Dave Marcus's autograph on that car somewhere. Action for that runner-up spot. Chris Loberg and Mike Stein going at it. Still John Bosch, your leader. 5 to go this time around, halfway through the battle. John Bosch still showing away out of Racine. John's the president of the Vintage Stock Car Racing Club. Oh, look at the action up front. Mike Stein on the outside and that 81 car coming after John Bosch. 3 laps to go when they come across. Coming up on some lap traffic going around that one. Working on around here to complete lap number 8. John Bosch, Mike Stein, and Chris Loberg, 1, 2, 3. Be looking at the white flag next time around. Brandon Fraser in that 98 car, a replica of his dad Ivan's race car from a long time ago. Action for the runner-up spot once again between those Camaros of Loberg and Stein. Yeah, we got some Mopar fans out there. Are you rooting for the Mopar or are you rooting for the Chevys? Yeah. Final time down the backstretch into the 3-4 corner. Mopar looking pretty good as he comes out of the corner. Is he going to win her? Yes, he is. Oh, right down to it there. They were on both sides of him trying to take that victory away. Ran as a modified and then also as a sprint car. That pole sitter there. 14 car, Darrell Johnson. 92 car alongside. That's Dave Hoska out of Shoreview, Minnesota. 1970 sprint car there. That's a sprint car, just doesn't have the wing on it. Row number 2 there, we've got the 41 car. That is Mike Wall out of Holman, Wisconsin, in his 1960 Bennett. And then in the midget back there, the little midget guy, that's Lightning Lou Fegers. Car number 1, been racing for 55 years. Green flag. Little problem for the 41 car back at the back of the pack there. Something like he's spitting and sputtering a little bit trying to get that one going there. '92 car, your leader. Down the back straightaway. Heading them up. Fegers in the runner-up spot in his number 1 midget. Darrell Johnson 3rd in a 14. Race continuing on. They're working them hard. Like we said, might not look like they're going all that fast, but they're moving. These cars are some old vintage cars. Going a pretty good clip. That sprint car is hauling the mail, that's for sure. Lightning Lou's doing good here as well. That little midget car gets hauling. Has to get that one push started. But he gets her humming. 76 years young there, Lightning Lou. Here comes your leader, Dave Haska. You enjoy looking at these guys. They're going to be out here playing for a couple hours tomorrow morning from about 8 till 10 o'clock, I think. Come on out early before the truck pull and watch them. They'll be out doing some playing out here at the Speedway. 3 laps to go next time around for Dave Haska. David Haska in the 92 car. Dave will tell you he's not really opening that car up because he restored it. He rebuilt that whole car. He sure doesn't want to wreck it. So he's got more to play with there. He's just kind of taking her easy here. He's got some power. 2 laps to go. White flag out next time around. David Haska going to take the white flag. Lou Feger's in a runner-up spot. He's close to a lap down here already. These guys are moving. Haska working through some traffic there. Just takes it nice and easy. Doesn't want to take a chance there. And he'll work his way around to the checkered flag here. White flag to Lou. On by. And there's your winner,